Okay. Sorry, I forgot to start recording. So the first song we're gonna do is a prayer song. And so the words are Miigwech Manitou, Shaway Nimishina, Bame Te Zewin, Mizi We Gomig. And so what that means, Miigwech Manitou is thank you, Creator. Shaway Nimishina is love us. Bamate Zewin is with life, and Mizi We Kamig is all over the world. And so that's what you're going to be singing. So Ernie's going to go through one time. He'll go through one time, and then we'll stop, and then we'll kind of sing it a little bit slower the second time through, and then we'll all try to keep up. So get your drums and sing along if you can.
So you want me to just sing it through first?
Just, yeah, one time through. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so now you kind of hear, how it sounds and what the melody is, and it's nice to know the words when you're learning a song, and instead of, we could all go to YouTube and listen, but we're not really sometimes getting.
We lost the sound.
Oh, lost the sound. Can't hear me now?
It's real low.
Okay, hang on. I tell you, the optimize. Technology is good when it works. Okay. It was fine for the so it was fine for the song, but then afterwards.
It's like it's self-adjusted and turned down for the song, and then when your voice came back, it was too low.
Oh, I see. Okay, is it okay now?
A little bit better, but still pretty low.
Okay. Jeez.
Crank it up.
Okay, hang on. Let me.
It's coming back a little bit. Yeah.
Let me get this back on.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
I just hopped on to see how it's going.
Yeah, it's not going good. It's the sound is not. It's adjusting itself, and.
Oh, there's a trick to that. If you go into your audio settings, there's a option that says automatically adjust volume. If you unselect it, then that usually helps.
On my computer or on the Zoom?
On the Zoom. So at the bottom of the screen, where it says mute, if you go
Yeah.
into the little settings arrow, there's an
Yeah.
audio settings,
Okay.
and then there's an option that says, sorry, I'm sitting in my car. There's an option that says automatically adjust volume. Unselect that, so make sure it's not checked.
Automatically adjust my.
So that like it, yeah, it kind of silences any really loud music or really loud sounds, which I guess is what you guys will be doing with all the drumming. So you don't
Yeah.
want it to do that.
Okay. Yes, because it adjusted, I guess, after he had finished singing, then they couldn't hear us anymore.
Yeah. So
Okay.
maybe try some drum beats just to check. Yeah,
And then
heard
now,
that.
can you hear me still?
yeah, I can hear you still.
Okay. All right. There's always something. Okay, so I'm gonna put this over here, and then I'm trying to look at the chat and have this up on my screen at the same time, and oh, it's just
It's tricky.
it is
So I like
tricky.
Monitors. It helps.
It is, yeah, you have to have two monitors almost. Okay, so he went through it the one time, and let me share my screen again. Where where did it go now? Jeez, I tell you. Where's share? Oh, there it is. Share screen. Okay. So can you all see the words again back up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so if you want to, we'll try this again. And so grab your drums, and the first part is like what we call a straight part. So it's no words. It's just melody. And then it goes into the words, and then it goes back into a straight part again. So we'll get Ernie to sing it. He'll sing it 2 times through this time. Go ahead, Ernie. Okay, so I hope you can hear me. That was better this time. Um, okay, so I keep looking down because I also have it going on my cell phone because I need two screens. I need two screens to do this. Um, so that was the first song, and now he's going to do.
Do you want me to talk a little bit about the song?
Yeah,
first?
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So the song that we just learned, it was a song that I received while working with the fire, at a sacred fire at the late Gerald Morgan's wake service. Um, in the morning, I was sitting with the fire, and um, it was quiet. No one else was around, and um, I could hear this song, and it's a song I've been using ever since in the sweat lodge that I run, and it's a song. If you when you learn it, you're welcome to use it in your ceremony or whenever you're feeling the need to sing a song. These songs that I've learned and picked up and teach are not songs that you take ownership over. They're songs given to us to share with everyone. So feel free to use them whenever you feel the need, whenever it's appropriate. You'll know when it's appropriate to share this type of song. Um, I was told by some people who came to sweat with me that it kind of it's like a creator song. I consider it more of a blessing song. So whenever in times of hardship or not feeling too well, it's a good song to sing yourself or share with someone who you love, someone in your family who you care about, and feel free to use this song how you like. I cannot tell you how to use it. You could use it whenever the moment comes to you. And yeah, so that's where the song comes from. I was working with fire at a wake service for the late Gerald Morgan, and that's where the song comes from. Hey, Butch, I'm done.
No, you're not. Still got two to go. Okay, so that was uh oh, that's the one you just did. Okay. Okay, so this is another one. It's another prayer song. Let me just share my screen. This is so complicated. Share screen. There we go. Okay, so this is another prayer song. And so the words are Gichi Manitou, Pewe Jishina, Pewe Jishina, Gichi Manitou. And so basically, it's a very easy song, but what it means is, Great Spirit, please help us. Please help us, Great Spirit. And so Ernie will sing it just through one time, and then yeah, we'll talk a little bit about it, and then he'll sing it again through twice. did I do? Oh, I can see you. You can go ahead and talk.
So where this song comes from, it was a song that was given through uh, uh, fasting. Uh, the late Neil Hall uh, went fasting out a few years back, and he was a elder in the community from Saging, and he had many different songs for his sweat lodge, his sun dance, and other ceremonies he did. And this is one of the songs that really stuck with me. Way back when I sang with him and his sons with the Redwood Drum Group, and learned quite a bit of ceremonial songs from the family. And this was one of the songs Neil was given from the grandfathers and grandmothers, and he passed it on to me, one of his singers way back then. And so it's one of the songs I use in the ceremonies I conduct as well as sing it. So for most of these songs, whenever we're learning songs, it's nice to know the translation as well as where the song comes from, because these songs are used so much throughout indigenous country, and some people who've learned these songs over time don't really know where they actually originate from. So that's something I kind of like to do, is have the translation and know where these songs come from. And most of the songs we use that we'll be learning are for either sweat lodge, Sundance, or for pipe ceremony, or ceremonies you do um, where you feel it would be appropriate. Because there's many different times where you're working or being a shkabe at a different ceremony where they're wanting to have a song during one of the moments that are happening at the ceremony, and it's always nice to be a singer who could render a song in one of these moments for families or your loved ones. So that's what my intention here is, to uh, pass on some of the things I learned along my ways, and some things I might do different and not the way other people do it, but this is the way I was taught, and um, I'm doing the best I can.
It's nice to know a song and know the words and know the meaning of the words and where it came from, because you never know when you're going to be put on the spot and somebody's going to ask you to sing a song and or hand you a drum and say, can you sing a song, and you don't really want to say no because they're asking you maybe at a feast or something, can you please sing a song, and then it's nice to be able to actually pull one out and have one to sing.
A song that's not the bear song. I know everyone loves the bear song. It's an awesome song. It comes from Zeging, but there's other songs too. There's other bear songs. Why I say it is I teach youth. I teach the guys I work with in the jail system. And song number one every time, bear song.
They all want to know the bear song.
So I teach them a few, so they at least have a couple to pick from.
So we'll get you to sing it through again, twice, 2 times through. Okay, so everybody get your drums ready, and
Or your rattle.
or your rattle or rattles, yeah, if you have a rattle, and sing along.
hey, oh, way, way, ah, hey, ah, well, way, ah, hey, ah, well, had on. Well, ah, yeah, well, hey, oh, hey, well, ah, yeah,
Thank you. So, and again, another easy kind of song. We chose to start off with some easier songs, just for those of you who might not carry any songs yet. It's nice to start off small, right, and to work your way up to the more difficult songs. And we'll do that. We'll bring in some that are a little bit more difficult. But we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off this way a little bit. Easier kind of songs. So that was the second song that he wanted to sing for you. See, every time I do something,
Oh, look, it's people.
it changes the. Okay, hang on a second. I gotta. One day I'll figure this out. Okay, so the next one that Ernie wants to sing for you is Thunderbird song. Okay, hang on, let me. I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't usually do the controls for this, so because usually we're during the day. We do our presentations during the day, and we have an admin staff, Amanda, and she's amazing. I don't know how she does this all the time because it's so difficult. Yeah, Amanda needs some gifts and some coffee and some chocolates and things like that because she really deserves it. So okay, I'm gonna share my screen or try to. Oh, I'm so terrible at this. Share screen. Hopefully by next time I'll be better. Okay. Yay, okay, I did it. There we go. Okay, so this is a Thunderbird song, and so the translation for Thunderbird and an eagle or like a large hawk are all sort of the same word, but more specifically, these words are broken down a little bit more specifically. So the first way is Binase Ganona. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Binase Ganona, and that's Thunderbirds. I'm talking to you. So Binase is the Thunderbirds, and Ganona is I'm talking to. And then Giniwa Ganona as eagles. I'm talking to. So this is sending those prayers up to Creator through those birds, those sacred birds that we pray to, and they carry our prayers up to Creator for us. And so that's basically what the song is saying, is that I'm praying. I'm praying to Creator through these birds. So we'll sing it through one time, and then Ernie will talk about the song.
way ya ha, way ya way ya well, so this particular song, the Thunderbird song, uh, originates from Saging. Um, it comes from the Turtle Lodge. I believe Davy Cushane and some of the singers over there were given this song through fasting and dreams, and it's one of the more familiar songs sung at Sweat Lodge, at Sundance, and at other ceremonies. And why this song is very important and dear to me is it's one of the songs that one of the first songs I learned uh, in the Sundance Lodge. Thunderbird is a major part of the Sundance, and most of our Ojibwe lodges. You'll always have the Thunderbird on the Matigana Bay Secret Tree of Life, and it's a song that I've always felt really drawn to. My name as well has to do with the thunder, so it's kind of like my theme song. But a lot of elders that I work with the past in the past always said it's one of the main songs all lodge conductors, singers, people who are to participate in the ceremony should try and know. It's a beautiful song, and um, the different communities you visit, it's sung a little different, but it's still the same. It still means just as much. It's just like speaking in the language in every community. We all have a different slang or different dialect. So it may be sung a little bit different on the beat or off the beat. It's completely up to you how you want to sing the song. I sing the song the way I was taught a long time ago when I was a little guy from the guys at the Turtle Lodge, and that's all.
And that's can, can you give an example of on the beat and off the beat? So what he means by on the beat and on the off beat is he's going to give an example of that. And if you're a powwow dancer, you know what on the beat means and what on the off beat means, because when we for example, I'm a women's traditional dancer, and so I have to listen to the song, and when they start singing it, I know when to go up and down, because when they do those check beats, those honor beats or those check beats, I should be going up, like when I'm dancing on those check beats, I'm bouncing up. And so you know that by listening to the beginning of the song and seeing which beat you're on, whether you're on the on beat or on the off beat. So he's going to give a quick example of what that means. So listen carefully.
So this one will be on the beat.
On the beat.
Yahweh, Yah, Yahweh, ha, Yahweh, ha, Yahweh, ha, Yahweh, ha, Yahweh,
So every word he's saying is on the drum beat, on the beat, and then so on the off beat is a little bit different.
Way ha, Yahweh, ha, way ha, Yahweh, ha,
slight, but it's almost like his words come out when the stick is off of the drum instead of on the drum. So that's the difference between singing on the beat and singing on the off beat. And so normally, a lot of ceremony songs are sung on the beat. Um, Powwow songs, on the other hand, are all mostly 99% are sung on the offbeat. So you get to notice, you'll hear the difference. I think maybe now that he showed you that, you might pick up the difference in listening to songs. So and he wasn't even saying words, he was just um like making sounds, but as the sound was coming out, the high point of the sound was on the beat, or it was when the drumstick was up off of the drum. So that's the difference.
So when we sing the song again, I'll do one verse on the beat. The next verse I'll switch to off the beat,
Yeah,
just so you'll get
so
an
you can
idea.
see the difference.
And during ceremony time, it's okay to use either or. Some people are specific, especially like in Sundance Lodge. The way they blow the whistles and when they put up their hands and stuff, it's very specific to each Sundance chief running the ceremony. Eh? Some of them will want it in a certain way. So it all depends on the crowd. Eh? But if you're in a sweat lodge, on the beat, off the beat, it's all fine. Creators not as critical as singing judges in a contest. He's just proud that you're sharing the music.
Yeah, it's
So,
it's all because it all comes from the heart, right? This is a heartbeat. So it's the heart. It represents the heartbeat, and so it's all coming from the heart. And unless you're at a powwow in a singing contest, it's not going to matter if you sing on the beat or off the beat. But he's going to sing it. He'll sing this song again 2 times through, and he'll do one on and one off, and then you'll kind of hear the difference.
okay. You want to beat first?
Mhm.
Yahweh, 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 ha, 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 Bene se canona, que ne wa canona, bene se canona, ah, Yahweh, ha, Yahweh, ha, Yahweh, ha, Yahweh, ha, Yahweh, ha, Yahweh,
So did you hear the difference? It's very slight, but you'll start to notice the difference as you listen or sing more songs. And like we said, it doesn't matter which way you sing it, on the beat or off on the offbeat. It all comes from the heart. So
So, like when I teach the youth and the guys that I work with in the jail, I always tell them in ceremony, we're not judged by our singing. The grandfathers, the grandmothers, our ancestors who are in the spirit world, they're just happy to hear our voice. It doesn't matter how beautiful you sound or how horrible you think you sound. Uh, your ancestors hearing you call to them with these songs, the sacred prayer songs, is what matters. It's not uh, how great you sing, because there is some singers that are fantastic singers. I consider myself middle of the road. Uh, I just love to sing, and yeah.
Who's that guy that sounds real pretty?
If you want to hear the most beautiful singer on the planet, Harvey Drever, Whitefish Juniors. Oh,
He's got a
he,
man crush
he,
on Harvey
he,
Drever.
he has a voice. If you listen to him, it makes you stop in your track. You're like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. So Google, YouTube Harvey Drever and listen to his songs. Yeah, there are some people who just have naturally, really very beautiful voices, and then others like myself. I don't feel like I have a great voice for singing, but you know what? I don't care. I sing anyway. And so, when I run my sweat lodges and I have my drum and I'm singing in there, and I'm just like just giving her because I don't care what people think about me in there or think about my singing. I just let it all out. And so it's and like I said, it's nice to have a song to be able to sing, because when we go in sweat lodge, for example, it'll come time for you to share, and if you want to share a song, and it's nice to be able to say, I'll share a song, and to sing inside that lodge, and it makes you feel really good inside when you can do that. So that's why we're doing this, is to bring some songs, and not only the songs, but and like I said at the beginning, if some of you are tuned in a little bit late, um I don't have the songs written the like properly. I have them written phonetically. So the way that they're spelled, how you see them on the screen, is not proper. It's not proper how you would write in the language. um it's just I wrote them the way they sound as they're coming out. So because it's nice to know how to say the words properly, phonetically properly, because sometimes you get teased when not in a mean way, but when you're singing with other people and they say, how did you sing that? That's not what that means. That means something totally different, right? Or singing about monkeys in a tree or something. You don't know, right, if you sing it wrong. So it's nice to know, to be able to see the words, how they sound as they're coming out, and also what they mean, right? And so what you're singing about, because we can sing songs. We can YouTube go on YouTube. There's thousands of songs on YouTube, and we can sing along with them, but we don't really know what they're saying. Yeah, sometimes we don't know what those words are, and are we saying them properly? So that's what we wanted to do, is just to bring some songs to the community, and in this manner, so we know what we're saying, and that we're saying them right, and also what it means, and where they come from, where these songs come from. So and that's what we'll do every time when we bring some songs. We'll do it in the same manner. um we because we want to make sure that we're not just singing a song, but we're giving these songs, because our songs are meant to be shared, right? And so if we can share these songs, if they were given to us to share, then we will, and we'll share them in this manner. I'm just going to quickly check the chat, because I'm seeing it keeps popping up. um oh, little one started jingle dancing.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, so if you have any songs that maybe you have heard before, but maybe you liked it, and maybe you don't know the words, and even if you know a little bit of it, if you want, you can send it to, you can put it in the chat. Hey, maybe next week, could we sing this song, or can do you know this song? I'd like to learn it. Let us know, because Ernie, like I said, he's a walking songbook. So he literally a walking songbook. Let me tell you, we could be sitting with a bunch of people, and somebody will say, hey, remember that song that we sang after second grand entry on Saturday night back in 1984. uh and he'll be like, yeah, and he'll start singing it. And they're like, yeah, that's the one. Like, I mean, eidetic memory for songs, right? And he'll remember not even his own drum group, but other drum groups. Hey, what was, do you remember that song that you know, whoever, whatever drum group sang that for that one intertribal that year? And he's like, yeah, there was this song. So if you have any songs that you would like to learn, we're kind of sticking more to like ceremony songs and songs that you would sing at ceremony, whether it be, you know, sweat lodge songs or
Yes.
Sundance
Type
songs,
songs, yeah.
yeah, pipe songs. We're gonna share. Um, do you want to share? Do you want to just share the Dakota?
Sure.
Well, we were gonna just do the three, but I think I'll throw one more in here. And it's
Bonus
a
song.
bonus. It's a Dakota song. See, every time I do that, it shuts this down. Okay, it's a Dakota song, and it's a prayer song, and I gotta find it again.
That's a
Oh,
cool background with the tree.
yeah, that is a cool background. I saw that.
Look at the outside.
It's so nice where you guys are. Where are you? Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. One of these days I will get this right. Okay, share screen. This one and this one. Okay. So this is a Dakota prayer song, and so it's Wakan Taka Unshi Malale Dohe Maka Ki Je Do Wani Wachi Yellow Chanumpa Kile Yuha Hoya Y Yellow. So this is one of those ones where we were like, it might be a little bit, you know, too complicated for you know, a first night, but we got some time, so we'll sing it. And so what this means is let me, so Wakan Tonka is great spirit. Unshi Malaledo is have pity on me. Maka Kije Do is I'm suffering, and Wani Wachi Yellow is I want to live. Oh, I think that's the other way around. But that's what it means. I'm suffering and I want to live. Chanumpa is the sacred pipe, and Kile Yuha Hoya Y Yellow is I pray with this sacred pipe. So that's what this song means. So we thought it might be a little bit complicated, but it's it's a really nice song. It's a pretty song to sing, and it's one that I sing in my SWAT lodges, and when I do ceremony, when I do a pipe ceremony, I'll sing this song. Or I'll have my helpers sing this song for me. So we'll do it one time. Yep. Okay.
On the 8th or
No, we can do that.
well,
Very nice.
Medallion.
Medallion. Um, so you can go ahead and talk about it. So Sundance.
This particular song is usually used in Sundance. It's one of the first Sundance songs that I personally learned, and in talking with some of the Dakota brothers that I have, this is one of the original songs that were given by White Buffalo Calf Woman when she presented the Dakotas with the sacred pipe. So this is a song is appropriate for Sundance, Sweat Lodge, Darkroom Ceremony. It's a very beautiful, strong prayer song that I like to use. And for me, I'm Ojibwe in Cree, but my wife is Dakota. We have Dakota children, so I always acknowledge that side, my children as well as her relatives and ancestors. And yes, it's a very beautiful song.
And through excuse me, through being a singer, I mean, Ernie's been a singer for his whole life. Ceremonies and powwow singer. So through being a singer, he's learned a lot of the language, and not just Ojibwe and Cree, but also Dakota. And so he speaks more Dakota than I do because because of singing. Because he knows the songs and he knows what they mean. And so yeah, he speaks more Dakota more fluently in Dakota than I do. But when it comes to Dakota songs, a lot of our songs are ceremonial. There are really very few that I can think of that are not, that are just songs. So it's a little bit difficult too to pick a Dakota song to teach, because they're very specific to different areas and very specific to different ceremonies. And so sometimes we have to be a bit careful which ones we choose to share, only because they are so specific. So, but this was one that we thought it would be nice to share. And not everybody carries a pipe, and that's fine. That's okay. You can still sing this song. Basically saying, that I'm praying with this sacred pipe. Well, what you're putting in that pipe is tobacco. It's like we don't use regular tobacco. We use our own mixture, kinnikinnick, red willow bark, and a few other things that we put in there, because we don't like to smoke the commercial tobacco. We'll accept commercial tobacco, but we use that for offerings and stuff. But we'll actually smoke our own blend. Um, but that's what that means, is I pray with this sacred pipe. It just means that you're praying, you're putting tobacco, you're making that prayer, you're putting it in the pipe and smoking it. But if you don't have a pipe, you still have access to tobacco. And so it's kind of the same thing. You can still sing this song, and it still mean the same thing when you're praying with that tobacco. So did you want to sing it? Oh,
Yeah, I'll
sorry.
sing it again. And also, kind of a side story is I was talking with one of my brothers from Sioux Valley, and we were talking about old ceremony songs, and this song came up, and I said, "So how much has it changed since it was given to the people?" And he said, "It's been the same ever since we received it." And I said, "Oh, that's neat." And he's like, "Yeah, we got it right the first time." And I started laughing. Okay, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, they tease. They like to tease each other.
Yeah, singer thing.
But yeah, it's a very beautiful song, and I get put on the spot quite often because I'm Dakota, and a lot of people like to hear the Dakota songs. I don't know what it is about it. I guess it's just the melody, the way it comes out, it sort of flows, I guess. And a lot of people, well, you're Dakota, sing us a song, right? So I have to pull out a song and start singing, and I don't want to say no. Um, but so I try to, have as many songs as I can stashed away in my brain so I can pull one out. Um, but yeah, it's a beautiful song, and you know what? Sing it when you feel the need. When you're down, if you're sick, this is letting Creator know that you need help and you want to live, and not live meaning that you're dying. I hope that's not the case, but live meaning
A good life.
a good life. I want to live rather than just survive, you know? And so that's what this is asking. I'm suffering. I'm having a hard time, and I want to be happy. I want to live. And so that's what this is saying basically. Thank you. Pidamia. So I should probably point this out too. When I just copied and pasted this into here, and then I typed in other parts of it, and so it's half in Dakota and half in Lakota. I just noticed that. I mean, it's the same thing, except for this do would be low. Like it's that's the only difference between the two. The two is the D's and the L's are in the same spot. So Dakota, Lakota, right? So that's basically the only difference. But if you're wondering how come he was singing it sounded a little bit different than what was written on the screen, it's just because it's half and half, and I wrote it that way for some reason. Because I'm Dakota on um, my grandmother's side and Lakota on my grandfather's side, so I think they kind of both come out sometimes together. Um, yeah, so that's a pretty song. I will do some more Dakota songs or Lakota songs or maybe a mix coming up. And but like I said, if you have any songs that you would like to learn, just let us know. We'll be doing this every third Friday of the month. Um, this is our first one, so we wanted to see what the response would be. And like even if we had one or two people, we were still going to go ahead with it, because this is what we want to do. We want to bring some songs to the community and teach the words and what they mean and how they're said. Um, but if you do have a song that you would like to learn, or maybe you're like, I wonder if there's a song for this, you know, I wonder if there's a song for this certain thing. Let us know and we'll figure that out, or maybe Ernie knows if there is a song specifically for something. And we'll definitely, try and bring that to you. um, I'm trying to look at the chat, but it keeps disappearing on me. It does want to come up. So these songs actually are going to be, oh, I don't know what I did. Oh, so these songs, they're going to be on our website at a niche corporation. So do we have to keep, yeah, unfortunately you have to keep registering every time, because it'll be a different, I don't even know how to say it. It's like a different room that you go in every time. So yeah, you do have to register every time, but it's always going to be free. We're never going to charge for this. But you can find our, I'm going to try and type this in here. Oh, I almost said Amish, not Amish. Anish. I don't know where that would take you if I said Amish.ca. Anish.ca. I'm just gonna put anish.ca because I'm not sure of the rest of it. I think it's /cultural.
It's anishcorp.ca.
Yeah, anish.ca works too. Yeah. So if you go to anish.ca, it's under the cultural. So along the top there'll be some links, and then there'll be a cultural / video, it says. So follow that and then open the video, and then all of our videos that we have are all there. And so these ones will be there too. So you didn't have to hurry up and learn the song right now. It'll be posted up there, and you can watch it over and over if you want to, until you get the song right, and then watch the next one. So it'll be up there probably tomorrow afternoon, or yeah, I would say tomorrow afternoon or so. If not, check back on Monday. But I'm going to try to get it up as soon as I can. So, oh, there it is. So there's, she just put in the chat. Yeah, so it's /video library. But if you just go to our main page, you'll get there too. And if you have any songs that you want to learn, and you might not think of it right now, but later on, you can always email us, admin@anish.ca. Okay, and that takes you to Amanda, and Amanda's amazing, and she'll get that message to us, and we'll try and find what you're looking for. Oh, birthing songs. Yeah, you know what? Do you have a birthing song? No. Okay, I didn't think so. I had to ask. He's a songbook. Because I grew up in Southern Ontario. I grew up with the Iroquois and the Senecas and the Ojibways over that way, and from the Six Nations. And so I learned a couple of birthing songs actually from them. So I have to remember them. It's been a long time since I sang them, but for sure, that's something that we can do. Because not only Ernie is a singer, but I can sing as well. I just chose to let him do his thing today. So yeah, anything that you can think of. Is there a song for this specific thing? Is there a song that we would sing at this time? Anything like that, let us know, and we'll bring those to you. So yeah, that's oh, did you want to talk about the drum and how to
I thought we were done.
No.
I was gonna watch hockey.
Not yet. It's not until 9. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about too is when you have a drum, how to take care of it, and how to store it, and what to do if it gets dry, that kind of thing. Because a lot of times today, instead of being given a drum for specific reasons, now we can just go and buy a drum, right? Or order one and they send it to us. So and we don't really get instructions on how to care for it and that sort of thing. So I'll get Ernie to just talk quickly about that.
So there's many different kinds of hand drums that we use. Um, the hand drums I use are specifically for sweat lodge. Although I do have hand drums that are used primarily for round dance. Um, when I was younger, uh, I was kind of a drum hoarder. I had many different types of hand drums, and they were all hanging on my wall in my bedroom. And my grandfather came over, and he sees all these drums, and he goes, "So, grandson, what's this hand drum for?" So he pulls the hand drum off the wall. I said, "Oh, that's my drum for the sweat." And he goes, "Oh, that's good." And he grabs another hand drum. "What's this one for?" I said, "Oh, that one's for round dance." When I go to round dance, he goes, "Oh, okay. What about this one?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's just one I got." And he kept pulling them down off the wall. And long story short, only have the ones that you're going to use. They're not decorations. They're sacred items, and they are a part of our bundle. So they need to be smudged. They need to be taken care of. They need to be fed at least once a year. And I was always told, whenever you store a hand drum, it must always be face up, never face down. Face up, life, face down, not life, I guess. I didn't ask too many questions because it was my grandfather telling me this, and I usually had my head down. Okay, okay. And when caring for a hand drum, it shouldn't be like for decoration. Eh? It should be something you're going to use. And that's kind of one of the reasons why we decided to do this. So for people who have like rattle or hand drum, you can start using your items and sharing the knowledge you carry, because a lot of us who live this way and have hand drums and have these ceremonial items, sometimes we don't feel we're worthy to carry or use these things. Uh, but someone in our family has to pick them up and start using them. Um, in my on my father's side, there wasn't too many ceremonial men growing up. So all the teachings I received came from my mother's side, from my grandfather. And on my father's side, there was basic teachings I got, but nothing traditional. They were more focused on hunting and fishing and stuff like that, not drums or ceremony stuff like that. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, you must take care of your drum, and it will take care of you. I was given my first drum when I was about 5 years old. My grandfather and my uncles were all Sundance singers, ceremony singers, and out of all my cousins, uh, we were all trained to become singers, but only two of us actually did it. And the rest of them, it kind of wasn't their thing. And in our way, you don't force anyone to do anything they don't want to do. Uh, the way I was brought up was you could do this, or you don't have to. It's up to you. I was just here. Can it go? Can it go? It's up to you. It's up to you. Uh, but I forgot what I was going with that.
Dry, if it gets dry.
Oh, yeah, you have to make sure it's kept in a kind of a drier, kind of a medium moist place. I like to keep mine in like a the bedroom closet, just because it's not so hot and it's not so dry. Because the skin will crack if you keep it in too much of a dry an area, and if it's too damp, it'll be really flat and It's always good to pull it out, your drum out every once in a while to smudge it and sing a couple songs. I have big drums as well, and me and my sons are always singing on the drums. And every year in the spring, we do a big feed and feed our big drums, our hand drums, and all our ceremonial items. And you don't need to invite like a bunch of people over to do that. You could just have like when you're having supper. Make a plate for your items that you carry and offer it either at a tree or to the water. It's completely up to you.
Yep. So having it hung up on the wall, although I have two, or I had two drums, hand drums that I use, and I just recently gave one to my oldest son. But so I have one left, but it has a beautiful painting on it. Um, it was a painting. I should have brought it actually. Next time I'll have it here. And it was a dream that I had about a pipe that I was given. And so along with this pipe, I was given a song. And so I had this drum made specifically because of that song that I was given by White Buffalo Calf Woman in my dream. And it was this, it all came together, and so I painted it onto this drum. And so I have, a beautiful drum that this dream is painted on. um and yet I don't keep it, hung up on the wall as a it would, as beautiful as it might be hung up on my wall. I kind of keep it closer to me. It's not there for decoration, it's there for me to turn around and use it if I need to. um but but when you do have them hanging on the wall, and I'm not saying that that's, a bad thing. They might be up out of the way of danger, or puppies chewing on them, or stuff like that. um
Babies.
Babies chewing on them. But or yeah, but they get really dry up there hanging on the wall. And so you might need to um you might need to use some bear grease, like depending on how dry it gets. If you could get a hold of some bear grease and kind of rub it on there, and just to soften it up a little bit, because it will crack, and if it gets dry enough, it will just rip. Right, as soon as you hit it, it'll just because it's so dry. We have a question. When you feed your drum, do you rub some berries on the drum itself? I've seen that done.
I do.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Every time I use my drum in the sweat, when they pass the berries around, I always put a couple berries right out of my drum and squish it in the middle and let it sit. So I'm always making offerings to my drum, even when we do sweat or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And when you do an offering, for your drum or for anything else that you may have, like for the winter solstice, we just pulled out everything that we have, all of our tools, our pipes, our drums, our medicines, everything that we have, and it filled our living room. But so that's what we did. And at the winter solstice, we pulled those out. And again in the spring, in March, we'll do it again. And summer solstice in June, we'll do it again, right? And we do that, 4 times a year. Just because we have so much stuff, between the two of us. And now my oldest son, we just gave him his first pipe and his first hand drum. And so now he has a bundle going, and so now his stuff is joining ours when we do our feast. And so we don't make a big to do of it. We bring it out. It's just us, just our family. We make feast food, basically stew and bannock, and a dessert and some tea. And we make our offering dish, and we smudge all of our stuff down, and we make sure it's all open. We open everything and take everything out. And yeah, and we smudge it, and that's how we honor those sacred items. And the drum is one of those things, one of those sacred items. So um however you feel, because everything comes from the heart. So whatever you think, if you want to put berries on your drum, and you think you feel that would be a good thing to do, go for it. Because it's coming from your heart, you can't do wrong. You can't do it wrong. um can you get your own drum to have for yourself, or do you have to be gifted it? um yeah, you can get your own drum for sure. Yeah.
Especially if you participate in the ceremony, it's nice that you have a drum. And usually you would talk to another drum carrier, male or female, whatever you prefer. And they will give you some instruction on things you may need to do with your drum. And yeah, it's an awesome tool to have.
Mhm. Yeah, because it's so easy to just pull it out and to just sing a song and be and at the same time as you're singing, be praying in that song, and the words in that song are so powerful. And sometimes that's all someone has. Like I said, not everyone is a pipe carrier, and that's okay. If you have a drum, if you have a rattle, if that's all you've got, um, that's what you use. That's your bundle, that rattle, and you keep it wrapped up, and you keep it safe. And yeah, and you use it, right? And bring it out, and don't be afraid to use it. um
When I was younger, when me and my cousins were little guys, we didn't have drums, we didn't have rattles. We had a bucket, and we had my mom's mop that we cut up and tied our socks to, and those were our sticks, and those were our tools we used, and they got the job done. My mom didn't like us for cutting up the mop, but we wanted to sing.
yeah, and kids will be kids, and they because they watch us, right? So if you have some stuff and it's just kind of sitting there and it's not being used, well, they see that too, right? And you're not using it, so why do I need to use one? Or or they don't really want to learn about it because it's just decoration. So we really need to use our stuff, that we have. So what do you wrap it with? Well, it depends. I have, if I'm taking it somewhere, I have a bag that I put it in, a drum bag. And so it just, because it's easier to carry around. um all of my other stuff that I have is wrapped in red cloth, a red cloth or a blue cloth. Everything else, like my pipe, my stems, even my medicines, I have them wrapped in red cloth, or a blue cloth. And so, but the drum, if you want to wrap it up and put it away, a blanket, like a thin blanket, or anything really.
Or you could be like one of my. I have a cousin who's kind of lazy. He uses a pillowcase. But whatever gets the job done.
It fits nicely in there, right? So yeah, let's just throw it in a pillowcase and away we
when we
go.
go to like round dances and stuff, and everyone has like these nice drum bags, and they're wrapped in cloth. He pulls those little pillowcase, and we're just like, a lot of time to make a drum, but you could make a case for it.
I mean, as long as it's, I guess as long as it's protected, as long as it's in a safe place. And so when when I used to get my time, I wouldn't touch those things, and even my drum, it would be put away, and I wouldn't go near that. And that's only, it's not because of being dirty or anything like that. It's because women who are on their time are just so powerful that we can, kind of, we can take the power out of those things, because everything, all of our ceremonial items have a spirit. And so we don't want to, we don't want them to leave that object because we've touched it, right? Just because we're so powerful and we're on our time. So just to have it wrapped up and kind of put away, and then you can come back to it afterwards. um there's been times when we have feasted our stuff, and I was on my time at that time when we were doing that. And so it's okay to, even though it's put away, you still include it in that feast. And just by mentioning it, my drum, my rattles, my bundle that I have put away, I'm also praying for those things too. And um just by including them, you're also praying for them. um so yeah, sometimes I hear that women shouldn't drum. um Yeah, I mean, I hear that too a lot, right? And but that's a new thing. That's just only in the last
A woman shouldn't drum
hundred.
on like a big drum or a hand drum.
It just says drum.
Well, on the big drum, there's a story that the Ojibways have. We were given the sacred drum from a female. Her name was Umamakwe, and she gave the big drum, the drumsticks, and songs, and they were to be used particularly for the men because we were weaker, and the women stood on the outside of that circle around the big drum. But hand drums were always carried by females. It's perfectly fine for females to carry hand drums and different kind of drums. The big drum, uh, the way I was raised is uh, it was more male for the males, but we live in a different time now. Uh, it's completely up to the individual and who they get their teaching from. I cannot say uh, that's wrong because that would be wrong of me. Uh, Whoever your teacher is who gives you the teaching about the drum will give you specific direction on how you go about that. But yeah, that's my teaching is that hand drums, water drum, women can use those things, but the big drum was given to the men to use.
Yeah, a lot of our ceremonial items were given to men to use, and that was just because the women didn't need them. Women did because we have our time, and we cleanse our bodies that way, and we're very sacred when that happens. And we give birth, and so we don't need to suffer. We don't have to pierce, or at Sundance, because we already give that blood. We sacrifice and give that blood, and and the blowing and the eagle whistle that they use when they're sun dancing. We didn't need to have that, because when we're giving birth, we already did that. We already did that sacrificing, and that breathing hard. And um so a lot of things along the way got skewed. And it's because of colonization, it's because of oppression, when we had to go underground and take our ceremonies and hide with them. um that's when a lot of things sort of changed. Because I was oh I what's that author? I was just reading his book. Oh, I my brain. Um, this man wrote a book. Anyway, he was born way back in 18 something, indigenous man, and he went to Carlisle Residential School in the States, and he left there. But he writes about what life was like growing up, and he lived in a time when we still lived in teepees in communities, and there was no white settlers yet. He remembered that, and he wrote about it. And he remembers when they first came. And so that's when the time when he lived. And he wrote in this one chapter about how um, when the men came back from a hunt, or from a war party or something, and if they were victorious, or if they got lots of meat out on their hunt, that they would be celebrating. And while they were celebrating, the women would make song on the drum. So he's talking about a time way back when, before non-indigenous people came to this country.
And as far as like drumming for women, my great 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 grandma, her name was Kapita Sheik. She carried songs. She sung on a hand drum. So women did have drums a long, long time ago. I think uh, teachings with different people over time get changed a little bit. Eh? They make it specific to their mind rather than what they were taught. That's just my personal opinion. These things were given to us to use, and it would be wrong to see someone have one of these drums or rattles and someone come there and say, no, you can't have that. You
Because
can't.
we've seen that.
Yeah.
We've seen that where somebody said you can't be doing that. And but who are they to say, right? And I think for everything everything that we do, if it's coming from the heart, you can't do wrong. Is if it's not about good intentions, it's not about that, but what you feel is right, and if the reason that you're doing it is good, and it's coming from the heart. And then, like Ernie said, it depends on your teachers too. So you follow the instruction that you were given, right? And if you don't like it, well, you go seek other instruction, and you keep going, and that's okay. We go, bounce from elder to elder, and we get different teachings, and we go to different ceremonies, and we learn different things, and that's life. That's about life. It's a constant learning.
And me personally, I've worked with some teachers who are like, male must do this, male must do that, and very rigid. Eh? And I'm like, well, I have a mom and six sisters and a wife and a daughter. You go tell them, okay? I'll be over here where it's safe.
Yeah. You can take it up with them.
Hey, you go talk to my mom, and then we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So, everything that, if you have a drum and you want to sing, go for it. That's what I say.
Hmm.
If your teachers have told you different, well, then that's between you and your teachers. I can't say, we can't say whether that's right or wrong.
But everyone should have a drum, especially if you're going to be using these songs for ceremony and for teaching your children. You should have a drum.
No, the drum represents the heartbeat, right, of Mother Earth.
I've never heard it represents only man's heartbeat.
Yeah, right. We all come from a woman, and so we all hear that heartbeat. We're all a part of creation, and Mother Earth. So, um, yeah, I've never heard that this is just a man's heartbeat, not a woman's
Mhm.
heartbeat. So it's some things kind of don't make sense, right? And when you think about it.
A little bit of a side note, one of the teachings I use when working with the men in prison, especially the ones that come from families that are more male this, male that, where did the drum come from? We received the drum from Omamekwe, a female. Where did the pipe come from? It came from White Buffalo Calf Woman, a female. Where do we go when we're in need of help and we're suffering? We go to the sweat lodge, our mother's womb. If all these things were given from female, why would it be wrong for them to have the same things as well? That's something I pass on to the boys that I work with.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it all came from a woman at some point, right?
Oh, you're good.
Oh, you were good, eh? No.
I was
Um,
I was going to mention during the Medewan ceremonies, which I participate in, even though I'm not Mede, I'll be doing my walk shortly as soon as COVID opens up and we can get back to ceremonies. I have a wehe that I got during my naming. She's a drum carrier for one of the little boy water drums. She's also one of my cousins, and she actually takes that drum and she is supposed to use it. And so she conducts other ceremonies in different areas in lieu of like for missing Indigenous women and also to teach about the drum. So she does certain things like that, and there's a whole ceremony in setting it up because it has to be it's got to be soaked in water. It's a water drum, and there's a whole story. There's a whole that goes in when they're making this drum and they're soaking the water and the water itself. Is she's also part of, and her sister are water women. uh, and the water that they use in setting up this drum and and making the knots and stuff. There's a story that's told behind it, that is a lesson that's given to those who help and at each of the ceremonies that they set up for this. But yeah, usually it's men, but there are women, and she's one of the grandmothers. So as long as you know the story and the protocol involved in handling those water drums during the ceremonies,
Mhm.
uh, it happens.
Yeah.
I
So
actually I actually have two different kinds of water drums. I have my dad's uh Medewan style water drum. Uh, my grandma's side for generations belonged to the society, as well as I used to go and sing at a Sundance in Six Nations area, and I received a Iroquois Oneida uh, Iroquois water drum.
Water drum.
So it's like a
yeah,
ring.
yeah, these water drums are not something that you can just go purchase and buy off a
Hmm.
company who makes drums. Those are very special drums, and they're for a very special purpose, rather
Hmm.
than just singing songs and celebrating in something in your living room. There's something. It's like pipe carriers and the pipes that they have. Um, there's a responsibility that goes along with having one, and it's presented to you by your people, and you become then responsible for that drum. And at the times where you can't do it, you have to hand it off, and it has to be given back to the people and to another person. Uh, so there have been water drums have lost and that made their way back to their people even generations later. But or they've been found in somebody's attic and nobody really knew what they were, and they all of a sudden they have to try to trace back to where that drum came from and get it back to its people.
Mhm.
So they're very sacred items. They're not something that can be just purchased somewhere.
Right. Mhm. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in that in Southern Ontario area, so I'm quite familiar with the drums, and when he was given that little Iroquois water drum, he's like, I don't know what to do with this. What is this? And I had to explain to him what it was, and what it meant, and how you wet the top and put that ring back on, and it comes with a little stick. And yeah, so I had because they didn't, when they gave it to him, they didn't explain it. They just gave it to him. They must have assumed he knew. Being a singer, they must have just assumed that he knew what to do with it.
Yeah, it's something that has to be passed on to you, and you have to be taught. And
Yeah.
you would have to have taken part in that ceremony, not as a drum carrier yourself, but take in assisting in the one who does that. You would come up with it, and when it's time for them to have to hand it off because they can't keep up with the responsibility of that drum, and they have to hand it off. It has to be handed off to somebody who needs to be trained on its use and how it's set up,
Hmm.
and the story that goes with it each
Yeah.
time that it's set up for our ceremonies. They happen 4 times a year, and they're
Mhm.
like a week long. And when they first set up those water drums, a ceremony goes with each drum, and there's like about 7 of them. There's the grandfather their drum, and then the little boy drums.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah. So I think
quite something.
he's got it put away, and I think we were asked to come back. He was asked to come back and learn about those, and we haven't been able to get back to do that yet. So next time we go out that way, he's going to be seeking out that person that gave him that, and say, okay, you gave me this, now what do I do? You didn't give me any teachings. I think because they wanted him to come back. And yeah, we haven't been able to do that, but yeah, I mean, everything that we have, that we use as tools, it's all sacred, right? And sacred meaning, it's not just a thing, it's not just an object. Everything that we use, our drums, our rattles, our medicines, everything has a spirit. And everything, that we made these drums from it, they were alive at one time. And we have to honor that and respect that. So our rattles, all those things were alive at one time. our medicines before we picked them, they were alive, and so we honor those things, and when we do our ceremonies, um we remember that, and we honor those things that gave their lives so that we could have the tools that we need to help others. Yeah. So um oh yeah, the plank style and log drums. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Yeah, so if like I said, if you want to, if there's something else that you want to know, a song that you want to learn, or excuse me, is there a specific song for this, just let us know, ask us, and we'll definitely try to find out. If we don't know, we will find out. And even if I can't say there's a song he doesn't know, because he knows a lot of songs. But if we don't know, we can find someone who does know and bring them in so that they can sing that song for you and give you the teachings of that song. So if we don't know, if you have a question and you ask us and we don't know, we will find somebody who does and bring them in for you. So
I have a question about a song.
sure.
Okay, I may not be saying this right, but it's Wichita. What you gonna do? Is that right? Wichita.
Oh
I may be
yeah, what
saying
is
it
that?
right, wrong.
What is that? What's that song called? I know which one you're talking about. It's actually like a social song.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
somebody put water song.
yeah, it's a water song, but they use it as a at like social gatherings. It's it's that water song, you remember? Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. We can find it. We'll find it, and we can bring
Awesome,
that.
thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll get the words and write them out so that we're saying them properly. Um yeah, so being, that I grew up in Southern Ontario, I know some of the Iroquois social songs too, from that way. Um and some, I start singing them, and I have my little rattle, and I start singing them, and sometimes people look at me like, I thought she was from Sioux Valley. Why is she singing this Iroquois song? I thought she was from Sioux Valley, but I grew up over there with those songs and those teachings. So um, those are some. We could bring you some of those songs as well. They sound really nice. They're really nice to listen to. And Ernie's actually been learning smoke dance songs, Iroquois smoke dance songs. So we could even bring some of those round dance songs. If you wanted to learn some round dance songs, we could do that as well. Anything, anything that anything you want to hear, let us know, because we're doing this every third Friday. And if we get, a lot of questions, a lot of people want to know a lot of different songs, and we'll do it every other week if we have to. So we'll bump it up. We enjoy doing this, and we enjoy connecting with community. And Ernie loves to sing, and
As long as hockey's not on.
as long as hockey's not on. Speaking of which, excuse me, our Jets are playing in 20 minutes. So, so no, it doesn't matter what's going on. We're willing to come out and connect. We love to connect with you, and to meet new people, and um and yeah, so I'll find out for sure where that song comes from, and
Water song, birthing song.
yeah, water song and a birthing song. Yeah, there's a few birthing songs, so I'll see what I can find, and we'll bring those to you. But yeah, so I guess that's it. Again, if you want to connect with us, email in the chat. It's admin@anish.ca. If you want to watch this video over and listen to the songs again and again until you get them down pat, it's at our website. I think Amanda put it there, nishcorp.ca. It's up at the top somewhere, up at the top of the chat. Nishcorp.ca /cultural. So if you follow that link, our videos are in there, and this will be up there hopefully tomorrow. If not, check back on Monday. Okay, so every time we do this, our video will be put up, so you can come back and listen to it and get the words down pat, and we'll bring you some new songs again next month. Okay. Oh, got a new message. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, yeah, thank you, and thank you all for coming out. It's great to see that there's people willing to come out and to listen to the songs and to learn some new songs. So thank you very much for coming, and we'll see you again next third Friday of, what is this, February? March. Third Friday in March. We'll see you again. But keep an eye out for our other workshops and stuff that we have going on. If you follow us at our Anish Facebook page, Anish Corporation Facebook page, you can follow us, and we have all kinds of stuff going on. We're pretty booked, so and it's all good stuff. It's all good teachings and stuff from different people, different elders, different knowledge keepers. We're bringing everybody together and sharing what we can in this time of hardship, in this COVID crisis. So yeah, come on out and join us, and we'll see you again next time.
Okay, Miigwech.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, I can't wait no longer. I have to go now.